Yo, welcome back. We are back. My light broke, so I look like I'm in a dungeon right now. But regardless, we're still here. We're still grinding. What's going on, Elliot?
Oh, not too much, man. Enjoyed the Christmas holiday with the family. Survived it. Needed a couple days rest while I went back to back Christmases. Always good seeing family, but definitely energy consuming for sure. So nice to relax a little bit yesterday and today, and then ready to get back at it and get going. Conference, WCC today. All of them going to officially tip off this Saturday. We got more conference action tomorrow. So starting to get into the best time of the year.
Yes, sir. It's a few non-cons left, but for the most part, it's a lot of conference play tomorrow. Thank God, and day hoops. Perfect way to ease back in to the schedule here by having that. I had my first losing college basketball day in a week and a half. Shout out Pepperdine for bricking 2 free throws at the end and hooking me. Couldn't even score 60 points. That was brutal. I think I started the day 4-1, 5-1, and then just 1-4, 0-5 after that. So gotta love it. Broke even, lost about a half a unit. So that's unfortunate, but we will get it back.
Oh yeah, like you said, one losing day out of the last week and a half, so 10 days. 9-1 on winning days. I'd say that's a pretty damn good track record. So I wouldn't nothing to be too concerned about, especially since you only barely dropped that half unit.
It was just brutal. I was just at the TV. I'm like, all right, just one free throw, and he bricks the first one. I was like, all right, he'll tighten it up. Proceeds to break the second one. Brutal. I do want to give a shout out to Rhythm for just absolutely free winners in the NBA during the break. It was really nice. Didn't have anything on, so I figured I'd get involved with a little bit of NBA. And 14-7 over that the little 3-4 day period. So shout out Rhythm for building a bankroll with some easy NBA winners, no doubts.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, you got anything else, or should we
shout out Quinn Denker from Northern Colorado, 33 points and they get that massive win over Colorado at Colorado today. So hell of a win for the Bears there at a Greeley. Other than
Did
that,
you see when the last time they won at Colorado was?
No, I didn't.
1936.
1936.
89 years since they won in Boulder. So
they're probably playing it, pretty frequently, I would say, just because it's a pretty easy non-con game for both of them. Yeah. Dang, 1930. You said 36.
1936.
Well, yeah, for sure. Shout out to them. That's a hell of a win, breaking an 89-year streak. And then also another kind of a surprise too. Charleston Southern goes on the road and knocks off Richmond. I did not see that one coming either.
No, me neither.
Ended outright 77-71. So that's a good win for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, shout out to them. That was a hell of a win. A couple of big dogs hit today. That was fun to see. So hopefully they keep showing up, get some dog wins here. But some impressive wins today. That's for damn sure. Around the country, try to think. I think that's really. It was just kind of a lull in for the week. While we were waiting for hoops back, but it's back. It was a good day today, and I'm excited for this week. It's gonna be a fun week. Shall we hop into it, my friend?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We're going to start off with North Carolina Central catching 22.5 at Penn State, over under 149.5. This is a noon Central game. Shout out to schedule makers for this one, getting us something at least during the day here. I know it's NC Central. I know they're god awful, but Penn State is horrible. They've got Illinois. They got Big Ten play on deck coming up here. This is just a little go through the motion game. It feels like it's disgusting, but I think I'm going to take NC Central catching the points here. I mean, other outside of who was that? There was Sacred Heart and New Haven. Outside of those two, I mean, Fairfield, LaSalle, Boston, Campbell, all of those teams kept it within like 9-10 points. So, excuse me. So I think I'm going to take the 22.5. Plug my nose special at work while I'm watching this one. What about you?
I'm gonna lay it here with Penn State. Don't really like laying a huge number with Penn State, but they did just get absolutely embarrassed by Pittsburgh. They're on the neutral, lost by 34 there before Christmas break. So I think this is basically their last game really to kind of run up the score on somebody and really take care of business before they start Big Ten play. And you look at what they start out with, they're kind of in a gauntlet. Illinois, Michigan, Purdue, UCLA, at Maryland, Wisconsin, at Ohio State. So definitely is not going to get any easier for them. So I think they look to run up the score here in kind of one of their last, pretty big emphatic wins. They taking care of some of these teams, in these lower tiers like Sacred Heart, New Haven. So I expect a 25+ point win for them, especially after getting embarrassed right before Christmas break. So I'll lay it with Penn State.
Fair. I just don't trust this Penn State team.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So I've been fading them. I will continue to fade them, but much better game here. We got Missouri State catching 1.5 at Delaware, over under 133.5. I believe this is a true home game. Yes, it is, and it's conference play. So short home favorite here against Missouri State. Delaware, they haven't looked amazing. I mean, the win St. Peter's, Greensboro. They did beat George Washington somehow by 12. But other than that, I mean, Ryder too. Like, they haven't looked impressive. Missouri State, they've got they've got a win over Rio Grande Valley, but Arkansas State, Arlington, Tulsa, Xavier, LIU, they've played a respectable schedule here, but I think I'm going to take Delaware at home. Short favorite, I get it, but conference play, opening it up. I think a lot of people are going to like Missouri State. I'll take Delaware here to open up home conference play in an afternoon game at home with a short favorite here.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one. I will lay it here with Delaware minus the 1.5. I'll probably end up just taking Delaware money line and bet this. This will be my first bet of the day. I'm not going to bet Penn State laying the big number. But I just don't think, Missouri State, haven't been super impressed with them. I know they're on a 2-game win streak there at home, but really struggled in both of those games, especially with that Lindenwood game. We had talked about what Lindenwood's leading scorer, Anias Futrell, was out, was in the portal. So, that was a Lindenwood team that was missing their 18-point per game leading scorer, and they ended up only winning by 5 at home. You look.
He played, but he only had 6 points.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he only had 6.
Okay.
He might be checked out.
Yeah, I thought he was in the portal.
I thought he was too, but he's still playing. So I guess you can shop yourself and still play, apparently.
Right. But you look at when they've gone on the road, Missouri State hasn't been able to get it done. So I expect the same, especially with them traveling Springfield all the way out East Coast to Delaware. I like Delaware here. I'll back the Blue Hens and take them on the money line.
So let's go blue-handed up. Little 1 p.m. ESPN Plus game. Love it. We got Merrimack catching 1.5 here at Sacred Heart. You got anything on this? I'm trying to see. I'm hoping Merrimack's season ended at Sacred Heart's hands last year. They did not. They did beat Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart lost to Merrimack in the conference tournament, so they ended their season. This Merrimack team, I don't think, is as good as last year, obviously. I mean, losing Bud Clark is a huge loss. I mean, you see it with Seton Hall whenever he's not on the floor. They're a completely different team. So I'll take Sacred Heart. I'll lay it here with the home team. I think they're gonna get done, avenge their loss to Merrimack that ended their season entirely last year. They're gonna get this done.
Yeah, this one, these MAAC games, man, they always come down. I struggle picking sides on these because it's always, seems to be a 1-2 possession game either way. I really like, betting these games when it's a little bit bigger of a spread. I haven't been too impressed with Merrimack, so I will take the home team and Sacred Heart as well. I will lay it here. I think they can get it done. I think Sacred Heart on the glass offensively will be able to kind of, take advantage. Merrimack isn't very good on rebounding just due to the defense that they play, that zone. Sacred Heart, on the other hand, they shoot the three pretty well, but they shoot a lot of them. 43.5% of their points come from the three. And so, you look at a Merrimack team that doesn't really, they do defend the three pretty well. So that, is a little bit worrisome a little bit, but I don't mind backing Sacred Heart here at home in the conference. So,
all right, let's battle then. Bring it on. Next up, Southern is at Illinois. Illinois is laying 31.5, over under 164.5 here. I mean, this knee-jerk reaction scene is kind of like the over. Illinois, I know they just came out with the belt to ass against Missouri before break there, but Rio Grande, they allowed to get 73, Gulf Coast 70. They put up 113 on Jackson State. Colgate got 65. I think Illinois honestly pushes 100 here. I mean, we've seen Southern give up 111 to Baylor, 95 to Texas. Double overtime, but still 99 to Washington. Arkansas 109, Marquette 100. Texas State put up 86 on them. I think Illinois can just get whatever they want here. Maybe an Illinois team total. See if that's listed here yet. I don't see it, but potentially, an Illinois team total or just a game over. I mean, we know Southern plays with incredible pace. To Illinois, they're a little slower, but they're very efficient offensively, and Southern's not going to have any defense to stop them or slow them down really. Over 164, an Illinois team total, something like that. I think we see plenty of buckets. I think if Southern can hit like 65, 70 here, I think we're sitting pretty with Illinois. So I like the over 164 in this one.
Yeah, I got the team total at 97.5 right here on DraftKings that I'm seeing. So okay. I don't mind that. I think they can score 100 here. Just worry a little bit just of them coming out slow after break. Sometimes kind of can be a little concerning just in the first 10 minutes of the game, 15 minutes of the game where they're just kind of slow and sluggish, not really coming out firing on all cylinders. So that would be the only thing that would kind of keep me away from it. But I don't mind the team total angle with Illinois. So I'll ride the Illinois team total over 97.5.
Yeah. Jordan, my light went out, so that's why it looks like I'm in a dungeon tonight. We'll get it fixed soon enough here. Here we go. Some MAAC action here. We got Marist on the road at Quinnipiac. Marist is catching 3.5 here. Quinnipiac off of the Hofstra game, they're up big, and then they blew that. Or was that who am I thinking? I think I was thinking of whoever Towson played. I forget. I got that mixed up. But last year, what did they do here? Lost to Marist on the road by 7, and then Did they play them again? No, they played them one time, lost by 7 on the road. Now they're back at home, laying 3.5 here. Quinnipiac's been pretty good. I mean, wins over Pittsburgh. I know the rest of them, Iona. Rest of them aren't incredibly pretty, but Marist has beaten Dartmouth, Army, Lehigh, Mount St. Mary's, Manhattan, Bryant, Stony Brook. They haven't really played anybody too impressive. And then when they have stepped up, I mean, they lost to Harvard 56-54, and then Xavier, Georgia Tech. They played those two tight, but still their wins aren't incredibly impressive. I think Marist will be fine, but I don't mind Quinnipiac in this one. They're going to get plenty of free throws. Marist 43, most points given up at the free throw line. That's could be an issue for them. Quinnipiac doesn't get to the line, but they're shooting 72% still. So if you're going to foul that much and give them free points, I think Quinnipiac can at least have the lead, and then late game finish it off at the free throw line here. So I'll lay with Quinnipiac. Probably will bet this one.
Yeah, I like Quinnipiac at this number. I think if it was, got to that 5.5, 6.5 range, I'd be more keen to take Marist in the points because, as I said earlier, when we were talking about that Sacred Heart, these games typically come down to, the last few possessions. I'm excited for this game. This is one of the games that I'm looking forward to watching tomorrow. I'm glad it's at 3, just because it'll be a little standalone-ish. Instead of being lost in a lot of the other games. I think these two teams are the two best teams in the MAAC. So really, really intrigued by this. I think Quinnipiac will be able to get it done at home here. But so I'll lay the 3.5. If it gets any higher, I would be keen to take in Marist though. So don't know what the splits or anything are looking like. I might wait to bet this one and just kind of see what it does. If it goes down a little bit, just take Quinnipiac money line. If it does go up maybe to 5.5, maybe beyond Marist, and just expecting a tough, gritty, defensive, grinded out game. But I just think Quinnipiac's offense will be able to get it done there at home and allow them to get it taken care of. So I'll be on Quinnipiac at this number.
Yeah, good chance I bet this probably. I mean, I'm probably going to fire it a lot tomorrow because we're back. But Lowell's catching 31.5 at Iowa. Iowa kicked the shit out of Bucknell prior to break 94-39. Almost a 60-point drumming. On them, Lowell hasn't been great when they've stepped up. I mean, Connecticut beat them 110-47. Columbia beat them by 14. Wake Forest beat them by 34. St. Peter's lost. Bradley beat them by double digits. UMass beat them by 20. Quinnipiac beat them by 4. They lost to Boston by 12. I mean, this team has really, really struggled. Iowa has shown a propensity to beat the hell out of these teams. I'll lay it with Iowa. Maybe a team total under just because Iowa's defense will be really good. The pace is not going to be incredible, and we've seen Lowell just really struggle to score. I mean, give up 110 to UConn, the amount of possessions in that game, you couldn't break 100 or break 50. Wake Forest, they scored 75, but the amount of possessions that Wake Forest plays is completely different than Iowa here. I think it's going to be a real struggle for UMass. You do kind of worry about, Iowa going through the motions with UCLA on deck on Saturday. So I'll take Lowell team total under, but probably
5.5.
How much?
55.5.
Ugh.
Juice to the under.
Ugh. Just give me Iowa then, 31.5. If they're going to score under, Iowa's going to cover it. I'll take Iowa minus the 31.5. More chalk for me.
Yeah, I don't mind that the team total over 87.5. I'm talking to John in the chat about it. See that on TK right now. I think that's a pretty good number to get. We've seen that they're able to get that number against a Bucknell team pretty handily. And, I think, they'll possibly be able to get the same. I'll just lay it here with Iowa minus 31.5, but it's going to be a no bet for me.
Yeah. Don't blame me. Sorry. I've had a lot of money on this Niners game. So I need Niners minus 3. And then Caleb Williams wants to run it 4 more yards. That'd be tits. Those two hit. That'd be a clean sweep. That would be awesome. But speaking of awesome, Towson, Bill and Mary. Towson's catching a 1.5 here at Bill and Mary's house. Tell me Towson beat William and Mary to end the season. Nope. William and Mary did lose to Towson second to last game of the regular season by 15 there. And did they play them at all other than that? They did not, just one time. So lost to Towson last year by double digits. This team has looked pretty good this year. Granted, the competition hasn't been incredible, but a 4-point loss to Richmond. George Washington, 13 points on the road. But you're starting conference play now here. You got Towson's coming in, playing pretty good. I'm a big fan of Pat Scarry, but you're going to go play William and Mary and you struggle to shoot, especially on the road. I think that's going to be it's going to be a real struggle. Why is my mouse freaking out? I think it's going to be a real struggle for them in this one. So I like Bill and Mary here to get this done. So give me Bill and Mary at home with the short number, more chalk. I'll take the money line.
I'll battle with you on this one. I like Towson. I like the better defensive team. I think that they'll be able to slow it down as they typically do and play with a good amount of pace. It does, you look at another fast-paced variance team in Cornell. 93-80 was that final score. Towson was able to take care of them at home. I just think, William and Mary, they're definitely a good team, play with a significant amount of pace, but I think Towson overall, their defense is going to be able to shut things down. I see the lines already flipped in this one.
I just saw that too.
I also see that the total is down 4 points too as well. So I'll be on Towson here, and I'll battle you. I'll go with the better defense against a William Mary team who likes to play with a lot of pace and likes to put up numbers offensively. They haven't been too bad on the defensive side either, I will say, but I just think that Towson's gonna kind of prove why they're going to be one of the front runners there in the CAA.
Yeah, I like Towson, but going on the road and you shoot 65% from the line, 26% from 3. You don't get to the line, like you can rebound. I get it, but I can't trust a team that can't shoot. Like at some point, Bill and Mary's going to find shots to fall. They're familiar with this team. Last time they played them, they embarrassed them by 15 on the road. I think it's a little bit of revenge here, so I'll take the better shooting team in a revenge spot here for the Tribe. Dartmouth's catching 35.5 at the Gators, over under 158.5. I don't trust Dartmouth. I mean, we just saw what they did at Sacred Heart. 9 of 30 from 3, 11 of 30 from inside, 14 of 22 from the line. Granted, they a pretty horrible shooting night, but you're going to go down to Gainesville. They got Missouri on deck. They're coming off of a 30-point Colgate win. They beat St. Francis by nearly 40, beat George Washington. They're kind of just house teams. I don't want to believe in Dartmouth to keep it around 35.5, but I think there's going to be a ton of possessions here. I think Florida honestly pushes 95, 100 here in this one. Over 158 seems pretty solid in this. I think Dartmouth can at least find their way to 60, 65 points with the amount of possessions that'll be in this one. They do shoot 38% from 3, so if they get some falling, they could maybe hang around this number, at least put up 55, 60 to help us out here with the over. So I'll take the over, but if I had to pick a side, it would be Dartmouth, but luckily I don't have to. I can take an over if I want. So give me the over 158.5 in this one.
Yeah, I think the the pace with Dartmouth is going to be a really struggle and a really problem for them going up against another team who likes to play with pace in Florida. So I think it could very well get out of hand. I don't mind that over 158.5, but I'll be on Dartmouth plus 35.5. That seems like way too many points for me. It's not like they're laying against we've seen this, against St. Francis, they were laying like a similar number, which, they ended up winning by 41. But I think Dartmouth in general is a better team. Just worrisome a little bit with how Dartmouth turns the ball over. And just with the pace of play that they play, I think it could get out of hand, but I'll be on the points plus the 35.5. I'm seeing 34.5 elsewhere too. So shop around if you want to lay it with Florida.
Yeah. If you always shop around, you can always find some better numbers here. At least a little less juice. Help yourself out any way you can. The Retrievers are heading to Coppin State, laying 11.5. This UMBC team is frustrating, to say the least. Like, my God, like sometimes, I mean, if you had them in a Buffalo game, prayers up, pour one out, but lose to Army at home also, and then followed up by getting your ass beat by South Florida. Going to play Coppin State here. Coppin State hasn't had a D1 home game this year. They played Central Pennsylvania, 103-62 win. Incredible stuff. And their one win is Rider. Is this a spot that UMBC can finally get right and win? I don't know. I feel like Coppin State gets up here. This UMBC team has been frustrating. They've looked really bad lately. That Buffalo game maybe have broken them a little bit. Maybe the break helped them out, but they haven't looked sharp. Coppin State's first D1 home game, finally back home, and they finally got a break. They haven't played in a week, basically a week. So finally got to stretch those legs and relax. I mean, they were on a world tour. They played 6 games in 18 days, all the way from West Virginia, Georgetown, St. Joe's, Liberty, Radford, Navy. They were all over the month of December. So they get a week off and they get to stay home here. UMBC is going to travel. Call me crazy. I like Coppin State with the 11.5. This disgusting shit.
Yeah, no, you're not crazy at all. I like Coppin State here as well. It's one of these things I'm going to keep track of. Just double-digit dogs there at home. I always like betting double-digit dogs at home, unless they're completely ass, which Coppin State is completely ass. However, UMBC is not much better. I do think UMBC will be able to get it done and get the win, but I don't see them winning by 11.5. So give me Coppin State at home plus the 11.5.
You want to bet this one?
Yeah, I'm betting it.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to see if it's open for me. It is not open for me quite yet. Oh, I get to wait. And ponder this one. But let's go Coppin State. Let's get this done. Here we go. Little Horizon action. We got Detroit Mercy at Youngstown. Youngstown laying 9.5 here. I know Detroit's on the road, but kind of want to play them. I mean, they beat IU Indy by 14. They went and beat Cleveland State. I know Youngstown's a much better team, but they've got some road conference play already under the belt at the Igloo. Youngstown's look pretty damn good. They their last conference game, Bob Morris lost in overtime, 80-77. Shout out Bobby Moe for that cover. But Detroit Mercy's, much better this year than what they have been in the last 2-3 years. They're improving here. They've got some road wins, 2 of them. I know it's Niagara and Cleveland State, but they got the road wins. They played Fort Wayne to a 4-point game. I think they're kind of ready for this. I think they can hang within this 9.5. I'm going to be on Detroit in this one.
Yeah, I was trying to look and see. Youngstown took care of business at home. I'll lay it with the Penguins here. I think that they can. I always like backing them at home. I think they take care of business. It is a big number. A little worrisome. Not quite sure if I'll end up betting this. Check the picks page, but yeah, I'll lay the 9.5 with the Penguins. But I do agree. Detroit Mercy, definitely better than what they have been. They were competitive against PFW. They're on the road. But I think Youngstown State's a way better team than PFW. I could see them kind of running away with it here. So, yeah, I'll lay it with the Penguins.
All right. Another battle here. Bring it on. Let's go Mercy. Let's get the hospital showing up on the road. We got Iona laying 4.5 here at Mount St. Mary's. This line kind of stinks. Where are you at, Iona? Lost them here. There they are. Yeah, I mean, Iona coming in, win against Vermont. They beat Oregon State double overtime. They beat Fordham, Hofstra. Now they're hitting the road for I believe this is conference play here, and you're only laying 4.5 against the Mount. Kind of want to play the Mount. Like, this is 4.5. Iona should be free money tomorrow, right? Only 4.5 on the road at the Mount. I don't know. I think this is a game the Mount shows up. I mean, they've played some decent teams: West Virginia, Cincy, Maryland, Ohio State, Marist on the road. They played some decent teams. They beat Howard. I get Iona's the better team, but man, this line stinks. I'll take the Mount. I'll wait. Hopefully, probably get a bigger number, better number tomorrow. This line stinks, so give me the Mount. I'll dive in.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to overthink this. I do think it maybe is a little short, but Ken Palm's got this 80-75, so we're at that 5-point win for Iona. They're on the road. I'll back the Gales here with Iona. I haven't been too impressed with the Mount this year, and I think Iona is the significantly better team. They already got one road win in conference play against Sacred Heart. I think they keep it rolling here and get it done against Iona. I think Caleb Williams also hit your rush yards just now.
Yeah, I just saw that. Shout out to bum Caleb Williams. Now turn the ball over and let me hit my San Fran -3 that I doubled up on before kickoff here. Yeah, if I get San Fran, that'd be a clean sweep 6-0. 6-0 at Sunday night. Love that. Yeah, just disgusting. I'll dive into the Mount. No thanks for me, but shout out Znad. Doesn't get to watch this because he wakes up early for work. I'm with you. I would get up at 5:15, but he's off until the 26th, so we'll be seeing him in the chat more. Love that. Welcome, chat. The live show is always better. The Friday ones are the ones you really got to circle and cancel all your plans for it. That's when it gets rowdy here. Is Kyle doing a show? I believe so. I'm not sure if they're doing basketball tonight. If Toast is in the chat, he'll know, but I won't be on tonight because it's just a 2-man op here. So not for me tonight, potentially tomorrow, but they might be doing one. I'm not sure. But we got some more conference play action. St. Peter's catching 3.5 at Fairfield. What say you on this absolute banger in the MAAC tomorrow?
Yeah, this one I'll probably tend. I was on the away team last game. I'll tend to ride with Fairfield here at home. So I will be on Fairfield. I'll probably end up betting the Stags against St. Peter's. I think that Fairfield will be able to get it done at home. I like that. Only thing I should say I don't like is that Fairfield at times has shown to kind of struggle to score the ball, and St. Peter's, on the other hand, can shoot the free throw pretty well. I'm not going to bet it. I'll lay it with Fairfield. Back the home team here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, the St. Peter's team beat Fairfield last year, 65-52 at home. So a little bit of revenge here for them. You don't have Bud Clark in here to make a mess of things like you did last year. I like Fairfield. I think they're laying
Bud Clark played for Merrimack.
What's that?
Didn't Bud Clark play for Merrimack?
Was it? Oh yeah, St. Peter. What am I thinking St. Peter's for? disregard that. Yeah, he was a Merrimack warrior, not a peacock. But yeah, I'm with you. I think Fairfield's laying 2 possessions for a reason at home. They lost to this team, by a significant margin last year. Start your conference playoff here at home. I think they get it done here. Open up their conference play with a win at home. I know they played Merrimack on the road, but you're at home now. Different. Let's go Fairfield. Stag up. Oh yeah, my bad. Gotta switch. Wilmington's laying 9.5 against Ncaa over under 148.5 here. Do we just lay it? Ncaa is bad. I mean, they did beat Greensboro and Eastern Shore to end the conference or non-con here, I guess you could argue. But this Wilmington team is just too good. Like I don't see them. Maybe they dick around the first half, but they could still come out of a deficit in the second half. If they're down 2 or 3 at half, they can still come back and blitz A&T and get this done. I mean, this is a team that's, they beat Navy by 30 before. I know they haven't been on the road an insane amount. They beat Valpo, Louisiana, and Radford on the road. Lost to Kent State, but this is NCAA. I know it's a lit environment at home. I don't know if the students will even be back yet. The band, who knows? Maybe it's like the old timers band thing. So I don't think the environment's going to fully be there for usual A&T game. Give me Wilmington laying the 9.5 on the road. Let's get this done.
Yeah, this almost hits my double digit play of the home dogs, getting the double digits, but
probably will tomorrow.
Probably will tomorrow. I'll take UNC Wilmington though. They've already played one game after break already. I think that maybe will be beneficial for them. They played yesterday against the D2 NCAA. This is their first game back from break. UNC Wilmington, the far more better team. I'll lay it with Wilmington and the Skyhawks.
Let's do it. We got Campbell catching 9.5 here at Hofstra. Believe Campbell beat the shit out of Green Bay and Gottlieb before the little break. Now they're going to go play Hofstra. Some conference play action here. They beat Hofstra by 23 at home last year and then beat them by 2 on the road. So they swept them. This Hofstra team is far better than they were last year. I mean, this is a team that beat Syracuse on the road. They beat Quinnipiac. They beat Pittsburgh. They've got some good wins, and now they're at home opening it up versus a team that swept you last year. 39% minute continuity, 80th in the country, so they have guys on the team that remember that. I'm going to lay the big number with Hofstra. I think they get payback here. I think they open it up and kick their ass and get and avenge that sweep from last year. So let's go Pride. Have some pride and play and come to spread.
Yeah, this is a kind of a big number. And I think, as you say, it's maybe this big number for a reason. So I'll lay it with Hofstra here. Probably going to be a no bet for me, though. I could see Campbell just being a little feisty, hanging around the game, and this falls at like a 8 to 9 point win, and we get hooked. But I'll lay it with Hofstra minus the 9.5.
Let's do it. Come on, San Fran. Just end this game. It's making me nervous. Drexel's catching 10.5 at Charleston here. Yet another CAA game on Flow Hoops, which is bullshit. Fuck Flow Hoops, but regardless, they'll be playing this game. You got Drexel, hasn't looked good. You got wins over NJIT, Morgan State, ODU, Mount, St. Mary's, and Maine. Charleston is, starting to look a lot better than they did. I mean, they lost to Liberty, FAU. Those are respectable teams. Drake, Yale, Belmont, South Florida. But they've taken care of business against other teams they're supposed to. South Carolina State, UMass, Evansville, Charlotte, Citadel, Northern Kentucky. But this is a conference game here. It's going to be maybe a little bit tighter. I'll take Charleston, but no bet. I do feel like this is a game Drexel could probably hang around and just muck it up. Neither of these two teams like to play with an insane pace. But Drexel can shoot a three, and that's where you can really take advantage of Charleston. They give up the 14th most total points from three to teams, and Drexel top 70 and getting that, and they shoot a lot of threes. So I'll take Drexel, no bet though. It's cheater spot, but no bet for me initially with this.
Yeah, no, I'll be on Charleston here. Per KenPom, this is the second best team that Drexel's faced all year. The last time I think they played Syracuse, and they ended up losing that game by 30. That's the toughest team that they've played all year. I think Charleston can get it done here at home. The point you brought up with just Drexel being able to get it done from the three and Charleston giving up a lot of threes does scare me a little bit. Could possibly even pivot to the over 146.5, just because maybe Drexel will be able to, get it done from the three, which then I could see this total just kind of running up over the 146.5. But I'll lay it with Charleston minus the 10.5. I think they get up here. I don't think Drexel's very good at all. And we'll go from there.
Yep. And the Bears still suck. Shout out San Fran. Great Sunday night game. Cover the spread. Get all my props. That was a hell of a game. Great game. Shout out to San Fran, although fuck you too. But yeah, good way to end the weekend. Some serious coin there. So love that. Kent State's catching 25.5 against Purdue at home. Purdue's got obviously conference play right on deck here. Who they got? They got Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a house of horrors when they play them. We kind of got the number. We always play them tough. We will not Saturday, I will tell you that much. But Kent State coming in here, I mean, their offense is, pretty lethal, 25.5 points. Purdue just coming off a break. Are they going to go through the motions? I mean, they just beat Auburn by 28. Now you're off for 9 days, and you got Kent State, and then conference play on the road immediately on deck. I kind of like Kent State to keep this close. I mean, they can shoot the three. They're shooting 38%, 74% from the line. Their turnovers are a little bit of an issue, but still this team getting rebounds. I don't think they're going to win the rebounding battle at all tomorrow, but I think they can, maybe steal a few with the gang rebounding here and their ability to shoot. Purdue maybe going through the motions a little bit. Students not back. I'll take the 25.5 with Kent State. Just too much. I think they lose this game by 18. Give me the Golden Flashes.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Kent State plus the points. I'm trying to decide whether to take Kent State plus the points or just ride the over 158.5. I think that this is one of those games where we do see kind of Purdue just come out a little sluggish, go through the motions, just like you said. I'll probably end up just firing on the Kent State plus the points. They did struggle last time out to score against UMass. Got it done 69-59 there before break. So I think that their offense is going to be, ticking a little bit better. So I could see this over hitting, but I won't take the chance in over first game after Christmas break. I'll just take the plus 25.5 with the Flashes.
Yeah, let's do it. I will be betting this. I'll probably sit and maybe catch 26, 27.5 whenever people bet up Purdue. So I'll be waiting on this one. This one, circle. Indiana State's busting out the old 70s jersey, the Larry Bird jerseys. They're dusting them off. They're using them tomorrow. 9.5 point dogs at home to Belmont. I know Belmont's good, but this is an Indiana State team that has some pride, man. I mean, at conference play, you're going to go on the road, lay 9.5 against a good Indiana State team. I mean, they lost to Bradley in that crazy triple overtime game. And then, obviously Illinois State, they had no gas in that game to play 3 days later and just ran out of gas, lost by 20. But this is a team, they've gone through the gauntlet. They've played some decent teams. I mean, Illinois State, Bradley, La Tech on the road, 2-point loss. They played Duke. they've played some teams. Belmont is also, they played Richmond, Toledo, Irvine, but I mean, other than that, Evansville, UIC, St. Francis, Oral Bob, Lipscomb, Tennessee State, Air Force. It's not like a gauntlet that they've played either. We're going to get 9.5 at home with Indiana State. I'll take Indiana State. New unis. They're gonna be fresh tomorrow. Look good, feel good, play good. They're gonna cover this 9.5. I might sprinkle a little bit on the money line also here with Indiana State. Let's go 9.5. Too much delay on the road in Indiana State. This is a prideful program. They're not gonna get their ass kicked by double digits at home.
Uniform bet. Gotta love it.
Mm-hmm. Dude, they're clean.
Look good, play good, right?
You know it.
No, I'll be on Indiana State too here as well. I just think 9.5 at home is a lot of points. You look, that first game. I know they almost. I mean, maybe should have won that game. And I was trying to look and see. I can't remember who hit the three to tie it. Was it Indiana State hit the three? Or was it Bradley that hit the three?
It was Indiana State. They hit that 60-footer to force the original overtime and then triple overtime. They just died.
Yeah. No, but I'll take Indiana State here at home. You look at Belmont. They only got the job done on the road by 5 against Evansville. Belmont, what do they like to do? They like to shoot the three. They shoot at a very high clip. However, Indiana State, 16th in the country in three-point defense, only allowing 28% of three-pointers made. Where they really kind of struggle is inside the paint. They give up a lot of points. So we'll see if Belmont tries to go there or if they can, it's going to be good versus good there outside the perimeter. I think Indiana State will be able to slow them down. And I look for Belmont to win this game. I'm not going to sprinkle the money line, but I do think that the 9.5 is too many points. So I will take Indiana State plus the 9.5.
Let's do it. Sycamore up. Come on. Cornell's catching 27.5 at Sparty here. Where here you are. Fox Sports game. We got Michigan State's got Nebraska on the road on deck, coming off of break, and then they had the Oakland game. Cornell, they kind of went through a little mini gauntlet prior. I mean, George Mason Road, Towson Road, and then just Samford, but still third game in 5 days, all on the road. Then they lost to Samford by 3. Ended with a win at Albany there, 2 weeks later. But teams, they played Kent State, 8-point loss. They went to Illinois State, 11-point loss. They played Georgia Mason, 17, 13 to Towson, and then lost to Samford. Sparty here hasn't really, drummed teams. I know they beat Detroit Mercy and ECU by 30, but ECU, we know their offense can really struggle. Cornell can score. I mean, 4th in the country with 41.5% from 3, 72% from the line, 57% inside. I think they can hang around those numbers. It feels like a giant number here. Sparty's kind of just outside of those 2 games. They haven't really killed anybody by 30 points this year. I'll take Cornell. Their ability to shoot, I think, is what's going to keep them in this. It's just way too many points for Cornell. Obviously, Michigan State's the better team. They're going to win, but I think Cornell can keep this within 27 points. They lose this game they lose this by 22. Give me Cornell. I'll wait and try to catch a bigger number tomorrow whenever it gets announced out.
Yeah, I was looking at the team total over angle possibly for Michigan State, sitting at 92.5. They haven't scored over 92.5 all year, but we get the total there. I will take the points with Cornell as well. I just think that it's way too many points. I don't think Sparty's going to be able to get up here and get it done by 30 plus against the Cornell team, who should be able to score a little bit. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. So as long as they're not going like 2 for 20 or 4 for 35 or something ridiculous, I see them covering this number. I also thought about maybe just taking the over 159.5 because I know that Cornell should be able to score a lot against Michigan State, just with how well they shoot the ball. And Michigan State's really going to kind of get whatever they want against the Cornell team. It's just how fast are they going to play? Are they going to slow it down? I know Cornell's going to look to speed up the pace. So it'll be I'll take Cornell plus the points and possibly – not sure which one I'll bet, either that or the over 159.5.
Yeah, well, I don't hate that over either. I think we're gonna get points. That's how Cornell hangs in. This goes under. That means Cornell just couldn't hit shit, and they lost by 35 points. Western Kentucky's laying 4.5 on the road at Jacksonville State, over under 144.5. What say you with the Hilltoppers here hitting the road?
Well, it's not really the Hilltoppers hitting the road for me. It's freaking Jacksonville State. Man, this team, I feel like I could never get them right. They struggled, and then right before break, they ended up going on the road and beating ETSU by 6. Heck of a win for the Gamecocks there, but this is tough. Western Kentucky, they're off that loss where basically their whole entire fan base was up in an uproar from the moving screen that allowed Tulsa to hit the buzzer beater 3 to win that game. I kind of want to take Western Kentucky here. I just don't think Jacksonville State's very good. But I'm not going to bet this game. Jacksonville State, 61% from the free throw line. Terrible from the free throw line. Defensively, they can, maybe hang in there and be competitive. But I think that Western Kentucky overall in general is the better team defensively as well. But offensively, they're going to kind of run and gun, play at some pace. And I think they'll be able to kind of outscore Jacksonville State here. So I'll lay it with Western Kentucky, but no bet for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want to take Western Kentucky. I mean, that Tulsa, that was a moving screen, so they've got to sit and simmer on that loss, which should have been a win for 10 days now. Jacksonville State, win at Eastern Tennessee before that, but I mean, still, you're losing to North Bama, Georgia State, Eastern Kentucky, beat a D2 school. Your wins are Coastal Carolina, East Tennessee State. I'll give them the East Tennessee. That was a good road win. But now you got Western Kentucky coming in here. Man, I just think this line is short. But I mean, you got Western Kentucky stewing on that loss, and now you're going to hit the road to start conference play here. Kind of want to bet Western Kentucky. I mean, not to mention you got, Jacksonville State, 61% from the line. They're 359th in the country at the free throw line. So Western Kentucky is going to send them there, but they can't shoot. And then, I mean, you get Western Kentucky team, 24th in the country, getting near 25% of their points at the free throw line. And then you got Jacksonville State, 26th in the country, giving teams 24.5% of their total points at the line. You got a team that likes to get to the line. He's going to be able to get to the line, no problem, and can shoot the free throws at 13% better almost than Jacksonville State. I think this game is going to end up coming down to the free throw line and Western Kentucky making theirs and Jacksonville State not. So I will take Western Kentucky on the road and laying the points. Give me the Hilltoppers here to knock off Jacksonville State on the road. I think they get this one done. LIU is catching 30.5 at Georgia. 30.5, over under 173.5. Man, you really can't even fade like Georgia. Like this team just 103, 112, 84 against Cincinnati, 107, 123. Lost in overtime, put up 94 at Clemson. 78, 87, 92, 120, 94, 104. Like this team just gets buckets. the amount of possessions. I mean, teams are still scoring mid 70s, 80s against them, but they're still losing by 30, 40 points. Is Georgia's offense still going to be clicking like they are? I know they got Auburn on deck coming up here, but fading this team is just not smart. I want to bet an over just because the amount of possessions that are going to be in this game. LIU should be able to sniff around 70, 75 points, but I think Georgia's going to push over 100. So it's just basically coming down to will LIU score. I mean, they went to Mississippi State, put up 83. FIU, they put up 79. They went to Illinois, they got housed by 40. But regardless, the amount of possessions that's going to be in here. I mean, we've seen teams score in the 70s, 80s on Georgia all year just due to the amount of possessions in Georgia. They'll take the three, they'll drive it, they don't care. They just score seemingly every possession. I'll take the over 173.5. I know it's incredibly high, but Georgia's going to push 100. I think LIU pushes 70, 75. So, that's obviously right there at the number, but Georgia can put up 110 points, no problem. And then we only need like 60 from LIU. So give me the over 173.5, unless the Christmas break took all of Georgia's powers. I think we're going to see plenty of points in this one. So give me the over 173.5.
Yeah, I'll take LIU plus the points here. I think that they'll be able to score enough to hang in there and keep this within 30. Georgia, like you said, Trev, I think, they can kind of get to whatever number they want. I know John in the chat was asking what Georgia's team total was. I'm seeing 102.5 on FanDuel or on DraftKings. So if you like that number, 102.5, by all means. I'm just going to take LIU. I think, their guard play, they can score. They're talented. They should be able to not necessarily hang with Georgia, but hang with them in the regards of keeping this within the 30.5. I just don't see them getting blown out. I think Illinois way better defensively. And you saw that in that 98-58 game against LIU. So I'll take the Sharks to keep it within 30.
Let's get 77 to 102. That works for me. Everyone goes home happy then. McNeese catching 23.5 at Michigan, over under 159.5. I know McNeese is good, but Michigan's just a different animal. They just beat LaSalle by 52. They beat Maryland by 18. Villanova by almost 30, Rutgers by almost 40, Gonzaga by 40, Auburn by 30. Man, I just don't. In what world does I guess McNeese can cover if Michigan, comes out slow. Looking ahead to USC there, it is a home game, so they're not traveling, but you got conference play on deck. You just had break. Maybe they go through the motions, but I just don't think Michigan. I think they can come out sloppy in the first half and still cover this number. Even if they're up 2 or 3 at half, for whatever reason, I think they can still come out and cover this number. I don't know if McNeese can actually hang in offensively, playing a real team. Santa Clara held them to 67. George Washington, they did get 86, but Murray State 73. I just think Michigan's too big. They got too many bigs they can rotate in. They got shooters everywhere. They play fast-paced, very turnover opportunistic team where McNeese doesn't turn it over, but still this is going to be a whole different animal from what they've seen. Yeah, I'll lay the 23.5 with Michigan. Probably not. I might bet this. I don't know. I just don't see like a world where if Michigan comes out and isn't having like a Christmas break hangover, I don't see a world where they don't pound McNeese by 30 plus. So give me Michigan laying the big number. I'll be right back. I got to use the restroom. BRB.
Oh no, you're good. I think if you're going to be on the McNeese State side, you just take McNeese State first half. Like Trev said, I think they could maybe hang in for a half. have a hard time seeing that they would hang in for both halves. I think Michigan can kind of pull away there in the second half. So if you do like McNeese State to hang around, I would just prefer probably betting the first half with McNeese State. Let me look and see what that is. I'm probably not going to end up betting this game, but if I was going to bet something, that's what I would be on, would be the McNeese State first half line. I was trying to find that real quick if I can. Let's see. I'm seeing 14.5. McNeese State plus 14.5. So that would be something that I would be on if I'm gonna to bet this game. So I'll take first half. McNeese State plus 14.5 there in the first half will be my pick for the game. Probably not gonna bet it. I think they can maybe hang around for the first half, but I think Michigan's ends up running away with it. I do know, let me type this into the banner really quick. There was one game, I'm not sure anybody will really want to talk about it, but Manhattan at Rider. That is a game that was on that we had just skipped over. So wanted to talk about that really quick. I was trying to find the line for that. I'm seeing Manhattan lane 2 at Rider. And the over-under is 148.5. Pop this up real quick. So I will be on Manhattan minus the 2. I just think that Rider is not a good team whatsoever. They've struggled throughout the year. Haven't had a D1 win. I don't see them getting it done against Manhattan. I know, this is a home game for Rider to kind of open up conference play there in the MAAC. But I'll back the away team here. But I'm not going to bet this game. But I will be on Manhattan minus the 2. I just think Rider's an automatic fade for me. Besides that, I'll skip on over to Northern Kentucky versus Robert Morris. We've got Northern Kentucky is getting 1.5 points here against Robert Morris at home. Last time out, this line kind of seems short to me, in my opinion. I'm going to look and see, check this. Yep, I'm still seeing Robert Morris in lane 1.5, 2, 2.5 in some spots as well. Over-under still at the 149.5. I'm going to take Robert Morris and bet them at home here on the money line against Northern Kentucky. Northern Kentucky, they've dropped 2 in a row at home against Oakland and then Charleston. They also dropped a road game against PFW. So they're starting out conference play 1-2. Meanwhile, Robert Morris has started out 2-1. They got that win and kind of a crazy comeback win against Youngstown State there in overtime. Can't remember their home winning streak right now, but it's pretty substantial. So I'll keep riding them at home. I think they've won 17, 18 home games in a row. And so I will continue to ride that train. I'll be on Robert Morris money line here against the Norse.
Yeah, I agree with you. Bobby Moe at home at a very affordable money line price. Now it's not obviously the same team as last year, but this team's still been solid. This year lost to Milwaukee, Monmouth in overtime by 1, and then Bonnie's in Iowa. They've kind of handled teams. Northern Kentucky coming in, lost Oakland, Charleston, Fort Wayne lost also on the road. So not a good start for them. But you get Bobby Moe at home, they're playing damn good, and Bobby Moe, they're at home. I mean, how do you fade this team? This line kind of stinks. Free throws could be an issue for them trying to cover a number late, but I can't fade Bobby Moe at home. So Bobby Morris, money line at home is how I'll play this. I'll probably fire on it out of principle, but not 100% sure yet if I will. Northeastern's catching 5.5 at Elon, over under 155.5. Pull this up. Elon's been solid. I mean, 1-point road loss at Va Tech. They lost to Furman, Mercer, Miami, and Marshall. So, I mean, all solid teams. Mercer, Furman, back-to-back home losses. But other than that, they've been solid. They've handled business against who they're supposed to. And then Northeastern's coming in here. I mean, you lost to Holy Cross by 17 points. Rhode Island got you. Syracuse got, Power 5 school. But also lost to Boston. You're hitting the road. I know I hate that 5.5 number, but I'm gonna lay with Elon. I mean, they don't turn it over. They can rebound. They can shoot. Also, I mean, you got a Northeastern team shooting less than 33% from 3, near 20% turnover rate, sub 30% offensive rebound, and that's 205th in the country. I just think Elon's size and their experience is gonna help them here to propel them to a win here. And I hate laying 5.5, but I'm going to lay with Elon here at home to get this one done.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'll lay it here at home with Elon. I think they'll just be able to outscore the Huskies here to kind of open up CAA play. I think Elon gets it done here at home, and I've got no problem laying the 5.5.
Word. Delaware State's catching 20.5 at Rutgers. I will take Delaware State. Rutgers is fucking horrible. I believe their last one was basically that buzzer beater win against Penn. Yeah, our 6 or 7-1 money line that led the entire game into the last the buzzer beater shot. So Rutgers needed all the help they could get in that one. I know Delaware State is horrendous, but they at least have some athletes. They've beaten Delaware, they beat Longwood, so they have some wins. And I mean, I just don't see a world Rutgers should be winning 20.5 to anybody. This team is horrible. Obviously Delaware State is too, but I think this is just Delaware State's name brought up, and so the numbers inflated. I think they lose this game by 14, 15 points. Give me Delaware State, and I'll wait, and I'll catch a bigger number tomorrow. I will more than likely be betting them. Rutgers is just an auto fade for me this year, them and Penn State.
Yeah, I was looking at maybe betting the team total under for Delaware State. I think that Rutgers defensively is probably where they lay their hat on. They can't score to save their lives. I'll the team total 55.5. That's pretty low. So I don't necessarily feel like taking the team total under there with Delaware State. I'll just take the points in Delaware State. No bet for me. If I were to bet it, it'd be pulling the trigger on the team total under for Delaware State. Just Rutgers playing slow. While they're not going to be able to put up a lot of points, they definitely could make it difficult on Delaware State to score. So I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that, but you got to prove it to me, Rutgers, that you could actually beat a team, let alone like 20.5. So no, thank you. Lipscomb's heading to Cincy. Cincy's laying 13.5, over under 148.5 here. Cincinnati coming off of the Clemson loss. They did. Excuse me, sir. They did lose at home to Eastern Michigan. Lipscomb's a pretty respectable team here. I mean, they gave Duke a fight. I know that they lost by 24, but they were within 5 or so at half. Like they were making shots and hanging around. Lipscomb's gone on the road. They've beaten Marshall. They hung around with Belmont. Vanderbilt kicked the shit out of them, but who hasn't? But those first 3 games of the year, Vandy, Mercer, Asheville, all losses. But since then, I mean, the losses are Belmont by 7 and then Duke on the road. They've handled business. I think there's too many points for Cincinnati to lay. I mean, Cincinnati's got Houston on deck also, maybe going through the motions, but Cincy shooting under 64% from 3, 31% from 3. 64% from the free throw line. They turn the ball over a fair amount. Lipscomb, yes, their stats don't look pretty, but again, they played some tough opponents, but they're still shooting 76% from the line, 35% from 3. They don't get to the foul line, which does suck, but they can shoot the ball. And when they do get to the line, they can make their free throws. I just think 13.5 is too many for a Cincy team that I'm just really not fully impressed with. I mean, congrats, you beat NJIT, Mount St. Mary's, Georgia State, Western Carolina, Alabama State, and I guess you got Dayton and then Tarleton State. But I mean, I think Lipscomb's better than Tarleton personally. So I'll take the 13.5 for Lipscomb. Just too many points, Cincinnati. With Houston on deck, I don't think they've proven enough to lay this many points and be backed.
Yeah, I'll take Lipscomb team total under 67.5. I think Cincinnati's going to be able to, defensively put kind of Lipscomb in a bind. Like you said, Lipscomb, they shoot pretty well, but I think, we'll be able to see Cincinnati kind of physicality take over. They're going to be able to kind of really run them off the 3-point line, which Lipscomb likes to rely upon. And so I don't see this as being a good shooting night for Lipscomb. I'll be on the team total under 67.5. Lipscomb.
All right, fair enough. 67 to 77. That works for me. New Haven is heading to Vanderbilt, catching 42.5 in a total that is 143.5. If New Haven cracks 50, I guess that'd be impressive. There's a lot of possessions, but still, this New Haven team is not anything to write home about. Vanderbilt killing these teams. Sorry, excuse me. Beat Eastern Kentucky by 30, Pine Bluff by 30, Texas Southern by 35. Western Kentucky was a 5-point loss or win on a neutral. And then since then, they're playing VCU, St. Mary's, SMU, Memphis, Wake Forest, and then Central Arkansas. They've kind of like dispatched to these teams. New Haven's horrendous. I mean, you lost by 44 at home to Penn State. That says a lot. Not to mention NJIT just beat you. I can't take New Haven, but I can't take Vanderbilt. I'll take Vanderbilt. No bet. I'm not laying 42.5. Especially, goddamn. Excuse me. They got South Carolina on the road on deck, so kind of a go through the motions game. But I still think going through the motions, they can flirt with this number. But I'm not laying 42.5.
Yeah, I'll take the over 143.5. No bet for me. I think Vandy probably puts up close to 100. I could see this game going like 98-47, and I get there by the skin of my teeth with the 145 number. So I'll just take the over 143.5. No bet for me. I would be on Vanderbilt side too, but that's too big of a number for me to lay. especially last non-conference game right there, getting ready to open up SEC play. They kind of sleepwalk and kind of just, go through the motions after they go up 30. And then you just kind of see this game like at 35, basically the last like 12 minutes of the game because they don't really care. Then, you're not going to see me betting on New Haven at all, even with this number. Could be kind of maybe a hold your nose bet New Haven plus 42.5. The more I think about it, but I'd rather just take the over 143.5.
Yeah, it might be a safer bet, but nothing for me. Stony Brook's catching 1.5 at Hampton here. Stony Brook's low key been been solid. I know they lost to Albany and Marist to end it, but beat Columbia, beat LMU, and then they hung around with Yale and Duquesne. So I mean they've been much better than what they have been. You got Hampton at home coming in. Grambling State loss was it 10 days ago. Beat Jackson State. Howard loss. I mean, they just don't have impressive wins. I mean, you lost to Holy Cross. You beat Brown, Maryland Eastern Shore, Loyola Maryland, and Jackson State. And, your biggest win was Loyola Maryland by 12. Otherwise, a lot of these teams have been hanging around. Stony Brook's looked much better and have some impressive wins. I'll take Stony Brook. I think they open up the conference play here with a big win against Hampton and get this done. Not to mention Hampton beat them by 30+ last year on the road here. And, that was the only time they played each other. Yep. So, God damn. Excuse me. Sorry. I'll take Stony Brook catching the 1.5 here on the road. I think they get this done. I think they're the better team. And I think taking Hampton at home is a little bit of a trap. So, give me Stony Brook. Let's go see Wolves.
I'll fall for the trap. I'll take the Pirates here at home. Open up CAA play. They've got Stony Brook here tomorrow, and then they have Towson at home on Wednesday. I think they dropped the Towson game, but I do think that they open up conference play with a win. So I'll take Hampton on the money line here.
We battle. Southern Illinois is catching 6.5 at Murray State. Murray State's fucking damn good. Southern Illinois not at Carbondale. I don't want to lay it with Murray State here. Coming in 6 straight wins, beat Drake, Akron, George Washington, and then just dispatched Moorhead, Bellarmine, and Valpo played them close. But Murray State's fucking damn good, dude. Southern Illinois on the road hasn't been impressive this year. 1 win, that was at High Point by 2. Otherwise, you lost North Dakota State, you lost Memphis, you lost Richmond, and you lost Bradley. You also lost Illinois State at home, so losers 3 straight. Coming in, I'll take Murray State. I mean, this team shoots almost 38% from 3, 76% from the line, 57% inside. That Akron win was very impressive. Again, similar to Michigan, I don't know if Southern Illinois hangs around. I think it's because Murray State just comes out not looking like themselves, but you got a Southern Illinois team that shoots 27% from 3, 68% from the free throw line. A little bit of turnover issues. I think it's gonna plague them. If this was at home, it'd be a different story for Southern Illinois, but they're hitting the road. I'll lay it with Murray State here to get this done by double digits.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I like Murray State. I like the Racers to come out, take care of business at home. Southern Illinois, man, they're going to be feisty. They're going to be competitive. They're a little bit desperate starting out conference play 0-2. Worries me a little bit, but I think Murray State's able to get it done here. They win by 10+, and then I'll look to back Southern Illinois at home on Thursday against Valpo after starting out 0-3 in conference play. So that'll be when I'm looking to fire on the Salukis.
Muted. Yeah, I'm with you. At home, you want to back them. I'm not a fan of them on the road here. You got Oakland catching 1.5 here at Wright State. Man, I kind of like Oakland just because. Holy fuck! I'm not even tired. What the fuck? Oakland's gone through a gauntlet, man. I mean, starting the year, Michigan, Purdue, Houston, all on the road. And then UCF was a tough road game. 2 of the last 3, Michigan State, 9-point loss, and then Northern Iowa, 13-point road loss. Wright State's coming in here, losers of, they're 2-4 in the last 6. They lost to Youngstown, Marshall, Miami, and they beat Eastern Michigan and Green Bay. At home, I just think Oakland's just a much better team than them, and I think they'll get this done. Campy, obviously, much better coach than Clint, but I just can't trust Wright State right now with some of these losses. And Oakland's gone through a gauntlet. Give me Oakland on the road. I think they get this done under Campy.
Yeah, I think that's the right side. I don't think I'm going to bet this game just because I could see Wright State popping up here and getting a win at home. Kind of wanted to maybe back the over here, but over 162.5 seems a touch too high. I was hoping to maybe get a little bit under the 160 number for that. I'll take Oakland plus the 1.5. No bet for me, though.
Yeah, no bet for me with this one initially, but IU Indy hitting the road to Cleveland State. They're catching 2.5. Cleveland State's not a good team whatsoever. Their wins are Radford and then 3 D2 schools. So anytime they've really stepped up in competition, played a D1 school at all, they've struggled. IU Indy has not looked good either. Like, their offense has really struggled. I mean, 78, 75, 55, 78 points. They were putting up 90s, 80s prior to that. I think the break did them some good. I think this is a spot they can get their offense back and show up here for this one. I just don't think Cleveland State's that good. I just think IU Indy, the crazy pace they play, it's gonna throw Cleveland State for a loop, and I don't think Cleveland State's offense can hang in there. IU Indy looked a little cold the last ending of that non-con, but I think that break did them some good. I think you're going to hit the road. Cleveland State here, start conference play, your first road conference play game, and get this done. I just don't think Cleveland State should be laying points. So give me the Jags jagging off tomorrow plus 2.5.
Yeah, I'll battle you here. I think that Cleveland State is a lot. I'm going to switch this back. Cleveland State is, like you said, not very good, but I'll back them at home. Both of these teams are 0-3. They're in conference play. I expect Cleveland State to be able to get it done here at home against an IU Indy team who is also not very good as well. No bet for me. Lay it with Cleveland State. I see this is creeped up a little bit. It's at 3.5 now as well. So if you wanted to bet this on the IU Indy side, maybe wait to bet it. But yeah, I'll be on the Cleveland State Vikings here.
Yeah, especially if this number is going to climb up too. I'll definitely be on IU Indy. Especially if we're going to see like a 4.5 or something, I'll definitely be on IU Indy at that number. We'll see where this gets to. Manhattan's laying 3.5 at Ryder. Lay it. Manhattan. I mean, Ryder's. This team is abysmal to put it nicely. You find their page where you at. Here we go. Ryder. Yes, they have lost. Do the math quick. 2, 4, 6, 8 in a row. I mean, they've lost to Bucknell. They've lost to Merrimack. They've lost to Coppin State. I mean, Delaware beat them too by almost double digits. This team, dead last in the country, 3-point percentage, second to last in 2-point percentage, dead last in effective field goal, 323 in turnover percentage, 300 in getting to the line. Like they're almost dead last in shooting threes also, and assists per game. They're 360 in the country. This team is horrible. And it's not like they've gone through a gauntlet like Oakland playing a lot of these teams, but they've had some shit competition and they just still can't show up. I know Manhattan's nothing crazy, but they played Texas Tech. I'm sorry, A&M, USC. They went on the road to Hawaii. Played Fordham, Furman. Furman, they played to a 7-point game too. Marist, they played. So, I mean, they played some good teams. I'll lay it with Manhattan on the road here. I think Ryder's that bad where Manhattan can go in and win by multiple possessions against Ryder. Give me Manhattan. Let's go Jaspers.
Yeah, I had talked about this one while you're pissing. I thought we maybe missed it because I saw it a little higher up on KenPom, so I just
I don't know how they got all messed up, but
you're good. Made a banner real quick and made it, but yeah, I laid it with Manhattan. I do see this number at 2.5 now, so it's came down a little
beautiful.
bit. But yeah, lay it with Manhattan. No bet though for me.
Ryder, fake sharp play of the day tomorrow. They're just that bad. Stephen F. Austin laying 6.5 at East Texas A&M, over under 146.5 here. I kind of want to lay with Stephen F. I mean, some of their competition hasn't been amazing, but East Texas A&M has gone and just gotten their asses kicked everywhere they go. Your wins are Fair Dick, Army, and then Sela and Central Arkansas. I mean, whenever they've stepped up, I mean, Rice beat them by 7. I know New Mexico, Hawaii, UConn, McNeese, A&M, those are all much better teams here. But Stephen F. is still, a pretty respectable team. Lost by 5 on the road to Arlington, lost by 2 on the road at Fresno. So, I mean, like, they've hit the road. It's been kind of rough, but I just think East Texas A&M is that bad. I mean, I think they're going to give up a ton of points here. Stephen F.'s defense is pretty respectable. And where Texas A&M likes to get the most points, 3-point. Stephen F., one of the best 3-point defenses in the country, especially not allowing points from there. So I'll take Stephen F. I think they get this done. And East Texas A&M just struggles again coming out of the break here.
Yeah, I'll battle you here. I'll be on East Texas A&M plus the points. Stephen F., they've opened up conference play 2-0, and now they have their first road conference game. Whereas East Texas A&M, they opened up conference play, split their road series, lost bad against McNeese, but then beat Sela on the road. I think we see a competitive outing for the Lions here. And I think that they, play this close and competitive. Maybe Stephen F. Austin survives and get this done and wins by 3 or 4. But I think 6.5 is too many. So I'll be on the East Texas A&M Lions here with the 6.5.
Muted. Alabama State catching 19.5 at Mississippi State, over under 154.5 here. I don't know if Mississippi State can cover this. I mean, Hubbard can only do so much. I mean, LAU was a 4-point game. Utah was an 8-point game. New Orleans, they lost in overtime. North Alabama kept it within 24 on them. Sela kept it within 7. They've got Texas on deck on the road coming in off the break. I know Alabama State's not great, but they've done the gauntlet. Florida State, UAB, Colorado. They beat UAB, Colorado, New Mexico, Missouri, Cincinnati, Memphis. I mean, they've played some tough teams. Hung around there in Missouri. That was a 7-point game. Colorado beat the shit out of them, but they did beat UAB on the road, so they've got that. I just don't think Josh Hubbard will have enough to cover 20 because, I mean, who else on this team is really going to do anything? I'll take Alabama State plus the 19.5 with Miss State coming on off the break in. They got to hit the road to Texas next. I think this is just a look ahead. Alabama State loses by 13. So let's go.
Yeah, it's the Jaden Epps and Hubbard show. They scored 36 of the 71 points against Memphis. So 2 players scoring over half your points. It's been pretty much like that all year. I haven't been a fan of laying a big number with Mississippi State. So I will continue to just back the dog. So I'll take Alabama State plus the points. Mississippi State, we'll get it done. But I don't think they're going to win this by 20. So I'll take Alabama State plus the points. Wait to bet it if I do bet it, but I will not be backing Mississippi State here.
Yeah, I got to see what the numbers sound if it's gone up or gone down, but Yeah, I will be on Alabama State one way or another tomorrow.
Still 19.5 across the
Still?
board.
Okay.
Kind of what I'm seeing so far.
All right. So I like that. Maybe I'll fire Alabama State before bed. Who knows? I'll inform you all if I do. But UTEP is catching 3.5 at La Tech here. Elliot, what say you with this this sweet Coosa matchup going on in Ruston?
Yeah, I tend to like to back La Tech there at home in Ruston. So you've got a conference home opener for Louisiana Tech. UTEP, I haven't been really impressed with them. Haven't really got a lot of eyes on them this year. Last year they were kind of a darling of mine. I know me and Huff really liked to bet them last year, particularly at home there in El Paso. Not quite sure if they're going to be as profitable this year. I'll lay it with Louisiana Tech. Does concern me a little bit that UTEP, they still like to force a lot of turnovers, and Louisiana Tech is a little bit prone to committing turnovers. However, I just think their defense is going to be too much here, and I'll just lay it with Louisiana Tech. I don't like the fact that we've got Louisiana Tech shooting 65% from the free throw line. Scares me a little bit, but I'm going to look past that, lay it with La Tech. And the 3.5, and this over under, yes, is 128.5. Just so you know.
I forgot to change it. Shout out Merrick Rosenberg for that. So I was gonna say 155.5. I'm smashing the under in this, but yeah, I'll take UTEP. No bet. I just no bacho for La Tech. It's really been a struggle, but I mean, they're dead last, worst 3-point shooting team in the country. They're shooting 65% from the line, but it's not like UTEP does anything better. So I'll take UTEP, no bet for me in this one. New Orleans going down to Rio Grande Valley, catching 4.5. Over unders 155.5 here. Kind of want to just go back to the well with New Orleans. I mean, they've played tough. I mean, took Mississippi State to overtime. LSU kicked the shit out of them. They did beat TCU and Tulane. So, I mean, like, they've got some step-up wins. Finally starting to play teams that are, similar to their level here. It is another road game, which sucks, but I just don't think RGV is that good. And New Orleans has shown the ability to step up in some of these spots here. So I'll take New Orleans. No bet for me on this one, though.
Yeah, I'll be on UTRGV here. I like them to take care of business at home. New Orleans, they survived against Incarnate Word, which was a hell of a win there at home in their last conference game. They did just play Houston, got beat. I do like betting teams that just played Houston. However, that was 16 days ago. That was their last game. So they've been off for over 2 weeks now. UTRGV just has had a week off. I like back in the Vaqueros there at home in Edinburgh. So I will be on UTRGV laying the 4.5.
There you go. And if I bet this, I'll let you know. We'll battle it out, but I'm probably just gonna lay off with this one. But Lamar is laying 2.5 at Northwestern State. Give me them Devils. They're gonna win this game. This line stinks. Lamar should kill them, in my opinion. Lamar is a much better team. I know they've dropped 4 straight, but I mean, this is a team that I think is pretty good overall. I mean, you played Grand Valley, San Diego State, Corpus Christi. And Oakland, TCU, they've beaten teams they're supposed to, but Northwestern State, gauntlet. I mean, A&M, North Texas, San Fran, Grand Canyon, McNeese, all on the road. They played Cal on the road, 9-point game. I think this is a spot they catch Lamar. I know Lamar beat or was that? No, I'm thinking it was somebody else. But regardless, I like this Northwestern team. I mean, they play tough teams. They've showed they can hang in some of these. Grand Canyon was a 7-point game. Cal was a 9-point game. So, I mean, they popped up in a few of these, and now you're going to get home conference opener as a dog. I'll take Northwestern State with the 2.5. I think they get this done. Not to mention they can shoot the three and the free throws, so that's always a plus for a dog, whether you're home or road. So I think they get this done over Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar's kind of hurt me the last couple games. I think I was on them both on their 2 home games against Corpus Christi and UTRGV. Couldn't get it done. I think Northwestern State's probably the right side. I mean, shoot, even Ken Palm has this as a 1-point win for Northwestern State. So kind of weird that Lamar's opened as a big, as the favorite. However, I think Northwestern State is the right side. I'll take them plus the 2.5 to get it done at home. No bet for me. Lamar is going to be playing with max effort after starting out 0-2. They're in conference play and dropping 3 straight home games. So I'll take Northwestern State, but no bet because I don't want to bet against a desperate team.
I will. I just bet Northwestern State plus 3.5. So I'm in on the Devils or whatever they are. The Demons. Sorry. I will be involved with this one. Can't wait to watch. Houston Christians catching 36.5 at Iowa State. Iowa State, West Virginia on deck here. They're undefeated. They just beat the shit out of Eastern Illinois and Long Beach, but 36.5 points. I mean, Long Beach was a 31-point win. Eastern Illinois was a 25-point win. Alcorn, 50-point blowout. Stonehill, 40-point blowout. I mean, a lot of these bottom feeders have really struggled, but 36.5 coming here off a break. No students. You got Big 12 play on deck. Houston Christian's all right. I mean, they played McNeese to a 10-point game. North Texas was a 2-point game. UC San Diego busted them up, but that was game 2 of the year, first D1 game for them, and it was on the road. I'll take Houston Christian, but no bet for me in this one. I think this one is going to be flirting with the number towards the end of the game, but I would feel better with the Houston Christian ticket than I would Iowa State personally.
Yeah, I'll take the points as well. No bet, as Iowa State really likes to run up the score on most of these teams. So that would be the only thing that's a little concerning. Would just be the fact that they're going to, belt to ass and kind of not let up. But, maybe they do let up with opening Big 12 play on Friday at home against West Virginia. So give me the points, and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah. Shout out Dot for the $5. Had another parlay tonight, 20 to 330. That's how you end a fucking weekend right there. That's a fucking come up. Help us so much and change how we look at things. We up. Fuck yeah, we up. Nice hit there. That's how you end the weekend and start rolling into the conference slate. Up a little bit of extra bankroll there. So appreciate you, Dot. We got Middle Tennessee catching 25.5 at Houston. Houston is not laying 225.5. That is a typo. I will take the 225.5 with Middle Tennessee State if that were the case. But no, I mean, you got Houston in here. They've obviously been good this year. Like that's not a hot take, but they just don't feel as dominant as they were last year. You got a road game. You're coming in off of Arkansas. Had your break. Now you got to play Middle Tennessee. Then you hit the road for Cincinnati. Middle Tennessee, they haven't looked pretty at all when they've stepped up in competition. I mean, sure, they only lost 25 to Michigan. So I guess that was good. But George Washington beat them by 13. McNeese beat them by double digits. Belmont beat them by 21. They did beat UAB. UAB's fallen victim to some of these teams, but man, I will take the 25.5 with Middle Tennessee State. No bet though. They don't do much of anything well, and their defense isn't impressive either. But I just think Houston's not quite the same team. I feel like these are still a little inflated. So give me the 25.5. No bet.
Yeah, I think that that 24-point loss to Michigan is just kind of looking better and better and kind of aging well for Middle.
They might get net large for playing Michigan the closest all season.
But yeah, I'll take the points plus the 25.5 here with Middle Tennessee. I'll probably just, if I'm going to bet this, wait to bet it. Same with the Houston Christian line. I think you'll see that line go up a few points as well against Iowa State. But I'm right there with you. I'm not quite sure if they haven't seemed as dominant, but I do think that they're figuring that out. They've got a few freshmen that are playing significant minutes. You got Fleming's there at the point guard, freshman point guard. He's just going to continue to get better and better. And then you got the freshman 5-man and Chris Sanok. I think as Houston continues to progress, they're just going to only get better and better. But I'll take the plus 25.5 weight to bet it because I do think Middle Tennessee can hang around and maybe only lose this game by 20-25.
Yeah, I'm with you. If this pushes near 30, I'll probably hop on Middle Tennessee. But I'm going to need that near 30 just to feel better about myself if I did bet that. But we got Southern Miss catching 18.5 at LSU. LSU coming in. They have Texas A&M on the road on deck here. They just put up 104 on Prairie View, gave up 90. Southern Miss. This team has shown they can score at times, and they can also give up plenty of points. 85 to Buffalo, 83 to South Carolina, 88 to Miami. Ole Miss only scored 71, but they're not great. And then Arkansas State put up 93. They got 86. Kind of like an over. I mean, LSU has played with pace, and they've given up points too. But they can also score. I think this is, one final tune-up game before they hit the road. They haven't played like the toughest schedule, but Drake, DePaul, Texas Tech, SMU. So they've played some decent teams. They've gone 3-1 in those. So I just think McMahon wants to use this as a tune-up game. I'll take the over 89 team total with LSU, but might not bet it because it's just like I don't want to like single out a team and then you don't know how they're gonna look coming out of break. But I think Southern Miss can give it up. I think LSU's got too many athletes in size and length that they'll be able to get what they want in this one. So LSU over 89, but more than likely no bet for me.
Yeah, I'll just lay it here with LSU minus the 18.5. I think you said it best. This is kind of their final tune-up game. They like to run it up and score a lot on these kind of lower inferior teams. So I think they do it one more time here. I don't mind the full game over 153.5 either. I mean, you saw last time out against Prairie View A&M, final score ended up being 104-90. So they're putting up a lot of points, but they're also allowing a lot of points as well. So I don't mind the full game team. The full game over either, but I'll just lay it here with LSU, thinking that thgoing to run it up on Southern Miss in preparation of a tough gauntlet there in SEC play, where though I think they're going to struggle and come down to earth a little bit.
For sure, I'm with you there. Evansville catching 12.5 at Bradley. Bradley hasn't looked like themselves either. I know they've started coming alive, but they're not dominating like they usually do at home. Beat Washington State by 4. They did beat the shit out of Northern Illinois, so good for them. And beat Liberty, but still they've shown UMass Lowell was a 10-point game, lost to Tennessee Martin at what was that? Yeah, at home here. The Indiana State game was insane to keep that going, and then a 4-point game against Southern Illinois at home. They've got Belmont on deck on the road on Thursday, so little Evansville coming in here. They've played a tough schedule too. Purdue, Middle Tennessee, Akron, Western Kentucky, Notre Dame, Belmont, Drake. So they're kind of battle tested here. I think they're a better team than they were last year, for sure. 12.5 feels like too much. This isn't the same Bradley team, and they got Belmont on the road on deck. I'll take Evansville with the 12.5 in this one. I just think they're gonna find a way to hang in this game. I just don't think the same Bradley team. I think it's a little inflated. I think they lose this game by 8 or 9. So I'll take Evansville, but I will wait and try to get a better number on them.
I'll lay it with Bradley here. No bet for me. Evansville, they opened up playing 2 close competitive games against Belmont and Drake there at home to start out conference play 0-2. I think, my gut's telling me Bradley's going to kind of lay it on them here and win this game by 15 plus. So I'll lay it with Bradley. I just don't really feel confident in laying such a big number with a Bradley team who's kind of constantly shown that they can't beat these teams like they did last year, especially at home. I know, like you said, they did lay it on Northern Illinois, but last time out, Southern Illinois only a 4-point game. But yeah, I'll lay it with Bradley and no bet though.
Yeah. Well, if you bet it, let me know, because then I will definitely bet Evansville and we'll battle. But I'll probably be on Evansville at some point, depending on whatever this number gets up to tomorrow. Hopefully it climbs up 13, 14 and a half, and I can take it there. Next, Alcorn's catching 28.5 at Ole Miss here. 28.5 for Ole Miss. I mean, they have beaten up some teams, but it's not like they've absolutely demolished teams this year. Southern Miss was a 4-point loss or a 4-point win. Alabama A&M was a 14-point win. They beat Bakersfield by 22, Louisiana Monroe by 21, Sela by 30. That was their biggest win. And now you got Alcorn coming in here. I know Alcorn's pretty ass, but they're coming in. Iowa State, Baylor. They've played some tough teams. LSU, Minnesota, Oklahoma. So they played some tough teams. You got Ole Miss with Oklahoma on the road on deck. They are coming in off of that NC State loss, so maybe they're looking to get right. But they've covered one game by this number all year. I think Alcorn hangs in. They lose by 23, 24. So I'll write down Alcorn. We'll see what this number gets up to. Maybe I'll fire if it gets over 30 tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, Alcorn, they've been freaking getting smoked last 2 times out against Iowa State and Baylor, giving up 132 to Iowa State, 113 to Baylor, and getting beat by over 50 in both of those games. So I don't feel too comfortable taking the points, but I'm going to, just because Ole Miss hasn't really covered this number whatsoever this year, except maybe their first game out. I'll take Alcorn State plus the points. No bet for me, though.
Jackson State's catching 32.5 at TCU. What? TCU laying another big number? What are we doing? Like, they're not blowing teams out by 30 plus. I mean, this team lost to New Orleans. Incarnate Word was a 4-point game. Oral Robert, 19. Famu was a 24-point game. I think this is just too many points. I know Jackson State's gone on the road and got just slaughtered by all these big dogs, but they've played some tough teams, and TCU's shown that they played down to their competition in these bye games. They also have Baylor on deck, so in-state Big 12 rivalry on deck. I think Jackson State can hang in this game. Give me Jackson State 32.5. I'll take it. I'm just going to wait and see where this number gets up to. But if TCU comes out and slaughters them by 40, so be it. I just think it's going to be another game where they kind of let Jackson State hang around. They win this by 19, 20, something around those lines.
Yeah, this is for me way too many points for a TCU team to be laying. Out of principle, I'll take Jackson State plus the 32.5. Just kind of looking at the score, I think the only time that they've covered this, I guess they covered this against St. Francis and Kansas City earlier on in the year, but in a game right before Big 12 play starts, I could see it, being a little bit of a struggle here. So yeah, I will take the big number plus 32.5 with Jackson State here.
Fair enough. Let's do it. I'm gonna hopefully try to catch a bigger number, but I will be on Jackson State tomorrow. This one's a fun one. We got Yale catching 17.5 at Bama, over under 176.5. I'm going to take the 17.5 with the Yale. Alabama, I know they have the ability to blow teams out, just kick the shit out of them. But I mean, when they're not hitting shots, it gets kind of sketchy. And then Yale's a team that has always been solid. They can shoot the three. They can shoot free throws at a very extreme high rate. They don't turn the ball over. They rebound. Their defense is a little bit of a struggle from three. So, if Alabama's getting back and getting wide open shots and hitting them, this could get out of hand. But Yale can shoot. They don't turn the ball over. They can shoot their free throws. They play respectable defense. I will take Yale. I mean, they beat Akron. The rest of their schedule hasn't been amazing, but I mean, Akron, you beat Charleston, you beat Vermont. I know this is a huge step up in competition, but I just think their ability to actually shoot and Alabama's lack of defense, and if their shots don't fall, they're always in trouble. So I'll take Yale with the 17.5. I think they can keep this game within single digits, in all honesty here.
Yeah, I will maybe look at taking an Alabama team total over, possibly. Yale, like you said, on offense, they can definitely be able to get it done, but they've shown to give up a lot of points. And with Alabama's style, I think that'll be an issue. I was just trying to look up to see if I could find their team total. I've got Alabama team total over 97.5. Yeah, I'll take that Alabama team total, but no bet for me.
No bet. All right, I will be on Yale. It's just I just want to see what number we get. Hopefully a bigger number with the Yale, but I will be out there. And shout out Nita Quinadela. Hit the like, and subscribe. I see how many of you people are watching and not subscribed. I see the numbers. Hit that like and subscribe button. I mean, we're here every day. You'll get every breakdown, every game. Well worth it.
He's watching live from Playa del Carmen. So shout out to you. Hope you're enjoying what I think is maybe a vacation. And if your girl's upset, you can tell her we're sorry, but it's college basketball season.
Absolutely is. Next, we got JMU catching 23.5 at Arkansas for the Hogs. Where is this game? Here we go. James Madison coming in back-to-back losses here. Arkansas off the loss to Houston. They got Tennessee at home on deck also. Somewhat of a sandwich spot between break, the loss, and then you got Tennessee on deck. James Madison's been all right this year. I mean, George Mason beat the shit out of them, and then ending the non-con there with the Christmas break, back-to-back losses. But I mean, this team has beaten Towson. They've beaten FIU. They've gone on the road and won. They played some teams tough, but they've had some bad losses, which you can't really overlook. With this one, Arkansas's look pretty good. Have the loss. Calipari wants to get them ready for Tennessee. I think this is a spot they honestly just smashed James Madison. James Madison hasn't been too overly impressive for me. And Arkansas's look pretty good. I mean, they're shooting 38% from three, 75% from the line. They don't turn it over, top 10 and not turning it over. And they're going to get to the free throw line a ton. I mean, James Madison, 344th in the country at fouling on defense. So I think Arkansas is going to have plenty of avenues to score points here, and James Madison's going to struggle. So give me the Hogs laying the 23.5 at home.
Yeah, I'm seeing this line. It's up to 25.5 now, so it's kind of shooting up. I know it looks like I was just looking. The 15.5 Dusty is the first half line here in this Arkansas game. So if you like the first half angle of 15.5, that's what that's at right now. I'll lay it with Arkansas minus the 25.5, but I will not be. I don't think I'm going to be betting this game too big of a number. in my opinion, for Arkansas. Kind of their final tune-up game. Kind of a clever scheduling for James Madison. I think if they're going to end up staying out in Arkansas because they've got Arkansas State on the road on Saturday for conference play. So I'm curious to see if they just stay out in Arkansas the whole time because that wouldn't be a bad idea to travel out there, play this non-con game, get a little money, and then already be out there for conference play. So kind of a interesting schedule. But yeah, I'll lay it with Arkansas, no bet.
Yeah. I did just realize I clicked this and we skipped it. I don't know. Lay it with Oklahoma. I mean, this team they just beat Stetson by 53. They beaten Oral Roberts 24. Pine Bluff was a near 30-point win. St. Francis was almost a 40. I can't do math. 40 point. That's hard. Coming in off break, Miss State, they're obviously just here for a paycheck. You lost to 35 to West Virginia. Kansas State beat you by almost 60. A&M beat them by nearly 40. I mean, Murray State beat them by 48. UAB beat them by 51. This team's just horrible. Just give me Oklahoma, but no bet.
Yeah, I'll take the points actually, plus the 44.5. But don't really want to be betting on my Delta Devils. But give me the points. It's a lot of points.
Yeah, I'm not betting this. But if you feel inclined to bet Oklahoma, do it now. If you like Miss State, wait until tip off, because you're only going to get a better number with them. Fort Wayne's catching 2.5 at Milwaukee. Didn't Milwaukee have an injury last game? I thought they had an injury that popped up for them. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Stevie Elon didn't play. I mean, this guy's been all right when he does play. I mean, 13, 17 points, a couple of assists and rebounds. He didn't play the last two, so maybe that's who I'm thinking of. But regardless, Lundy at home. I mean, they haven't been a great team. I know they have played a tough schedule. IU, Texas Tech, Wichita State, Dominican Illinois, they beat the shit out of, and then Akron. So I mean, they played some tough teams. Fort Wayne has already gone and played some tough teams, but they are coming off I forgot they beat Notre Dame before the break. Sitting fat and happy on that one. Give me Milwaukee. I'll take Milwaukee here. Like I said, you got Fort Wayne just beat Big Brother. Notre Dame in state. They've got to sit all fat and happy on that over the whole break. Now you got to go hit the road for conference play. I think this is a spot Milwaukee pops up and gets them, beats them at home and covers. So I'll take the Panthers here with Lundy and company.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'll be on Milwaukee minus the 2.5. This is one of my more favorite bets of the day, I think. PFW haven't been super impressed with them. I know they did just go on the road and beat Notre Dame. Congrats to them. But, I just think Milwaukee's the significantly better team. You're going to see, at home, their offense is going to be able to kind of get what it wants against the kind of a putrid PFW defense. Milwaukee's defense isn't that great either, so we could see a lot of points as well. So the over could be a possibility, but I don't mind just backing the home team here at this short number. So give me Milwaukee minus the 2.5.
Yeah, I'm just going to lay the 140 juice with Milwaukee. These short numbers have kind of fucked me a little bit so far this year. So I'll just lay the 140 with Milwaukee here, but I do like 2.5 too. I'm just a little scarred from some of these brutal losses. But I will lay the juice. Valparaiso was catching 12.5 at Northern Iowa. Man, Northern Iowa was fucking damn good, especially at home here, coming off of a loss to St. Mary's. That was a hell of a game. They played on Monday. Couldn't get it done, but Now you're back home. Their losses are Tulsa, Wichita State, St. Mary's. I mean, they've kind of handled everybody else that they've played. No problem. They beat Irvine on the road also, beat Furman by 16. South Dakota State was a 7-point win. They beat CSUN by nearly 30. This is a good team, especially at home. Valpo, I know they're much improved and starting to look good, but they looked good last year and then going into conference play. And then they dropped they beat Northern Iowa, beat Indiana State, and then they proceeded to drop 9 straight in conference play and basically lost 12 of the 15 after that in conference play here. I think Northern Iowa is a much better team. They've got they've got Indiana State at home, so no travel. But that's on Thursday. I'll lay it with Northern Iowa here. Having to sit on that loss all Christmas break. Valparaiso has just lost to Murray State by 6. They played them tough. Now you're going to hit the road. I think Northern Iowa is just going to come in pissed off and get that done. I mean, they're a different animal at home. So I'll lay the 12.5 with the Panthers here to get it done.
Yeah, I kind of want to. Was looking at the team total under for Valpo. It's sitting at 57.5 though, but I really don't mind that. I think Northern Iowa is going to be able to kind of suffocate them on defense. Both teams play at super slow pace. Valpo, both teams are defensive minded. They're not very good on the offensive end. Yeah, give me the team total under for Valpo. Not going to bet it quite yet. See kind of what the number does. But I'll pick the Valparaiso team total under 57.5.
Love it. We got Bethune-Cookman catching 18.5 at Oklahoma State. I will lay it with Oklahoma State. Lutz and company, again, I've said it every time. I'll say it again. They're trying to get people excited about this program and back. I mean, they've played some tough teams. They beat Texas A&M. They beat South Florida. They beat Northwestern. They beat Grand Canyon. Lost to Oklahoma on a neutral there by 9. But other than that, they've kind of just dispatched the teams. I know Fullerton hung around that game that they just played. Fullerton 12-26 from 3, 34 free throw attempts also. So 13 more free throw attempts. And shot 46% from 3. Oklahoma State did have 17 turnovers, but they also had like a 6-minute stretch where they couldn't score a bucket in that one. I think coming back here, I think they're going to look to score some points and run it up. I mean, they still had that drought. They still put up 94 points against Fullerton. Bethune-Cookman has just given up points. I mean, St. Louis, they gave up 112, Arizona to 107, 100 to Indiana, 91 to Dayton, 101 to Miami, and then that Auburn game that they took them to overtime in the jungle. They put up 95. I think Oklahoma State can easily score some points here. I don't think they're going to have the breaks out for this one. Again, Lutz just wants to get people excited about this program again and get Iva Center rocking. I don't see what a team total is, but I'll lay with Oklahoma State, maybe a team total over. But one way or another, I will be back in Oklahoma State to do some damage in this one against Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, the Oklahoma State team total is 91.5 is what I'm seeing right now. So not a terrible angle. I don't think. I will lay it with Oklahoma State here. Bethune-Cookman has kind of shown they have been getting kind of blown out in these bye games here as of late. I think that maybe continues here. Not quite sure how motivated they're going to be. I know, they're going to get ready for conference play, which I think will be, very successful for them. But, you look at the last few games out, got pieced up by over 50 against St. Louis on the road, and then lost to Arizona by 36. I see Oklahoma State scoring a lot of points, like you said, so I'll lay it with Oklahoma State minus the 18.5.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you. I just laid it. If they score 92, I think they easily cover this game. So I think they honestly push 100, but I think the better angle would be the 18.5 because if they have some droughts, I don't think it would be crazy for Bethune-Cookman to struggle to score 70 in this one. So I'm with you. I laid it. Tarleton's catching 2.5 at Arlington, over under 137.5. What say you with this beautiful, beautiful Texas rivalry?
This is going to be a hell of a game. I'm excited to watch it. One of the other games that I like, Marist Quinnipiac. That's going to be a hell of a game. I'm looking forward to this one as well. This one's on ESPN Plus, so be able to definitely get eyes, and this will be on one of the big TVs. I expect a banger of a game. I will take UT Arlington. Might surprise some people at home against Tarleton State here. I just think that they've got more continuity right now. Tarleton State, they've kind of been banged up. People have been in and out of the lineup. I don't think that they have good continuity with the different teams they've had different lineups that they've been having to deploy. I'm seeing a lot of other guys are getting back. Ncaa, he was back. Dior Johnson again came off the bench as well. So they seem to be getting healthier here as we kick off conference play there in the WAC. But I'll take Arlington at home. I think that they'll be able to protect home court here. Hate fading my Tarleton State Texans, but I'm going to go with UT Arlington at home.
Yeah. First home game since the 29th of November. So about a month. Granted, you got break in there, but still a month. Last year, these two played. Tarleton beat them at home in Arlington, and then Arlington got them Arlington won at home, and then they'd lost to Tarleton on the road by 3. The home win was by 10. I like this Tarleton team. I just don't care for Arlington. I mean, you shoot less than 30%, you're shooting less than 70% at the free throw line, and you're one of the most turnover-prone teams against Tarleton, who's third in the country at forcing turnovers. Not to mention Tarleton likes to get to the line and score inside, 2 places that Arlington really struggles to defend, and they send you to the line for 16th most points in the country at the line, and you got a team that's shooting 77.5% from the free throw line, and then they shoot 37% from 3 also, but they score a ton. The turnovers, could be an issue. Both of these are very turnover prone teams, but I'm going to trust a team that can shoot better, plays decent defense, and can make their free throws, unlike Arlington. I think Arlington's going to struggle. I think it's going to be a nasty slugfest where both teams are playing in like the 60s. I don't hate an under. There's not a lot of tempo in this one, but I'll take Tarleton, the dog, as the better free throw shooting and interior scoring offense. So let's go Tarleton. Let's get this done. Texans up, baby.
I don't mind an under here either. I could see, both teams are good defensively. Both teams force a lot of turnovers. So I could definitely see an under coming through here as well. So that might be something to possibly look at.
Yeah. Maybe I'll double dip. I don't know. This could easily be like a 64-61 game. No problem. And you never worry about them going over. No pace. One team can actually score. So it's gonna be a nasty game, but I'm excited. Baptist is catching 7.5 at Valley. Lay it. Utah Valley at home. Auto back. Every time they're super good. At home, on the road, not as much, but Cal Baptist heading in there. Cal Baptist has been, a fan favorite. They've looked pretty good, but now you're going to catch 7.5 at little old Utah Valley. I just think this is a spot Utah Valley pops up. They do their thing where they just dominate teams at home, and Cal Baptist kind of walks into a buzzsaw here. I'll lay the 7.5 with Utah Valley. I really like the Wolverines at home, and I'm not going to stop. Not going to stop now. I think we're getting. obviously it's a lot, but I think a lot of people are going to be attracted to that 7.5 with Baptist, given what they've done this year so far. But going into Utah Valley is a tough place to play. They always show out there and look damn good. So I'll lay with the Wolverines here.
I'll take Cal Baptist plus the points. We can battle here. They've proven that they've been able to win on the road. Both at Oregon State. Yeah, they've also won at Irvine before that. They won at Eastern Washington. All three. Oregon State, Eastern Washington, maybe not as tough of places to play, but I really like this Cal Baptist team. I don't think that they're going to win this outright. Not going to call for a money line or anything like that. I do think Utah Valley will survive at home, but I'm getting 7.5. I think it's too many points, so I'll back the Lancers here on the road.
We battle. Prairie View's catching 31.5 at Texas A&M. Buckyball laying a big number, rightfully so. They've looked pretty damn good. They blow teams out. 230 points in their last two against Jacksonville and East Texas A&M. You got a Prairie View team that just gave up 104 to LSU, 97 to South Dakota, North Texas 72, 82 to North Florida. Missouri got 91. Oklahoma State got 94. Wichita State got 105. If there's a Texas A&M team total like under 100, I don't hate that. It's not up for me. I don't know if you see a number on that or not, but
we're working on pulling that up real quick.
Yeah, you can. But just regardless, we've seen Prairie View go in and just get slaughtered by all these teams, giving up a ton of points. Texas A&M scoring points. 104 on Texas Southern, 109 on Manhattan, 120 on Valley State, 95 on Florida State, and then again 230 the last two against Jacksonville and East Texas A&M. I think they clear 100, no problem. This one.
It's 101.5.
Ugh. I hate laying over 100 in college games here, but just give me the 31.5 with A&M. This team's going to score a fuck ton of points. I don't know if Prairie View is going to be able to hang around with them. Texas A&M has also just obliterated these teams throughout the year already, so I'll lay the 31.5 with A&M.
Yeah, I'll lay it. No bet. Prairie View was able to hang in with LSU. Only lost that game by 14. Put up 90 against LSU. Over, I was looking at maybe an over, but 170. Don't want really any part of that. Just lay it for me. Texas A&M. No bet.
Same. I might fire on this. Who knows? Nicholls State's catching 5.5 at Corpus Christi. 137.5 total. What say you? I kind of want to get nasty and take Nicholls, but what say you on this one?
Nicholls on the road. I know they kind of were road warriors. We bet them at home against both Incarnate Word and Houston Christian, where they opened up conference play. Does seem like a lot of points for two teams that are pretty similar talent-wise. I think maybe Texas A&M Corpus Christi has the better defense. I'll take Nicholls plus the 5.5. I don't mind that. I think Texas A&M Corpus Christi wins this game, but I don't want to lay this 5.5 number. I think that's a lot of points. I think we see a pretty close and competitive game, 69-65.
Yeah, I'll take Nicholls too. Neither of these teams are good, but Corpus Christi's offense is one of the worst in the country. And their defense, 207th in the country, it's all right, but they foul a fuckload. But lucky for them, Nicholls shoots 63% also. So neither of them are really that good, but a low total conference play, you're getting that nasty 5.5 number. If Corpus Christi, wins by 3 possessions, so be it. But I'm probably going to be sitting here firing on Nicholls to keep this one close. Somewhere like you said, 69-65, 71-67, somewhere around there. So I think Nicholls State's Going to cover. I think they're potentially live as well. I don't hate a little money line sprinkle, maybe a little round robin with tomorrow. Throw Nickel State in there. Southern Utah is catching 6.5 at Utah Tech. Ooh, little in-state rivalry here. Southern Utah is horrendous though. Like I don't know if I can actually back them. Get Utah Tech at home. So they did end Southern Utah's season last year. Shit, so that kind of makes it a system play a little bit. But I mean, this team's 296 in minutes continuity from last year, so there's not much there. But man, they ended their season. I'll take Southern Utah with the 6.5. No bet for me in this one though.
Yeah, I'll take Dixie State. Laying the 6.5. No bet. I'm not quite sure. Don't have a real good feel in this game. So I'm gonna lay off of this kind of completely. But I agree, Southern Utah, they're not great. Only one D1 win, and that was against Stetson. Won that by 2 on a neutral. But seems like a lot of points for kind of a interstate battle to kind of open up WAC play. But I'll lay it with the home team.
All right, we battle. South Dakota State's catching 31.5 at Arizona, over under 158.5. How do you really fade Arizona? I mean, in all honesty, like how do you fade them? Just beat Bethune-Cookman by 36. South Dakota State coming in off losses to Wyoming and Milwaukee. Wyoming beat them by 15. Their wins are Northern Arizona, Georgia State, Ball State, and then Merrimack, first game of the season. Otherwise, they've gone on the road and just kind of gotten just clapped around. 31.5 is a lot, but you got Utah on deck for Arizona. I don't know how much they're looking forward to. I know it's conference play, but it's Utah. I'll lay the 31.5 with Arizona. No bet, though. No bet. It's just a ton of points, and South Dakota State's all right, but don't like them enough to actually bet this.
Yeah, lay it, no bet for me as well. Big number. Don't really feel confident in taking plus. I'll take the points. We'll spar here. I'll take the points with South Dakota State. That's a lot of freaking points in my opinion, but I don't feel confident in them covering it, so I'm gonna lay off of a bet. So we can spar. I'll take South Dakota State plus the 31.5.
There we go. Illinois State banger game. Illinois State's laying 2.5 at Drake. We're all high on Illinois State to win the conference, but heading into Des Moines to play Drake, who's kind of been disappointed a little bit this year. What do you got going on here? Illinois State laying points heading into Drake.
Yeah, this one's tough for me. I think if anything, I'll be on the Illinois State money line. I'll just take the points out of it because I could see this being kind of a 1-point game, or even like a 2-point game here. I mean, you look at Drake; they were coming home. They lost 2 home games in a row before splitting the road series to open up conference play. Now they got Illinois State at home. They're going to get up for this game. You've got Owen Larson back in the mix. So he's playing. He's ramped it up. Played 18 minutes last game against Evansville. So starting for him. So they're getting things figured out possibly. But I really just think that Illinois State's the better team. I'll trust the better team. I know it's on the road, but they want to make a statement. They want to steal some road games here in the conference, and I think that they can get it done here thanks to their defense on the defensive side of the ball, and I think that Chase Walker is really going to be able to kind of get whatever he wants down low with a Drake team that can sometimes struggle with that. So I'll go ahead and take Illinois State, just the money line.
Yeah, I'm with you. Drake beat this team twice last year, swept them, and then this is 11th most minute continuity from last year. So these guys definitely remember that. This Drake team is not the same team at all. I think Illinois State's laying points on the road. I think a lot of people are going to see Drake catching points at home and be inclined to fire on that. But this is an Illinois State team that remembers what happened last year to a much better Drake team. I think they're favored for a reason. I think they get it done. I'm with you. Give me Illinois State money line here tomorrow. Fair Dicks catching 23.5 at Minnesota. Minnesota laying 23.5, man. That's a big number. They just beat Campbell by 28, Texas Southern by 36. Fair Dick coming in off of the Boston College game. They had the lead, blew it. They've got no D1 wins this year at all. Iowa State beat them by 38. Texas beat them by 35. Providence beat them by 30. This is a team that you step up at all, they kind of get blasted. But I don't know if Minnesota is good enough to cover a 23.5 point spread. I'll lay it just because, they gotta have another drumming, I think, build up some confidence. And when they played Texas Southern, they won by 36. They played Chicago State, 10-point game. But, Alcorn was a 45-point win. Gardner-Webb was a 27-point win. Hung around with San Fran, Stanford, and Santa Clara all within 11. 11-point loss to San Fran, Santa Clara, Stanford, 4-point loss, and then Purdue. They hung around for that first half, and then the second half happened, and they got obliterated. But they walked into a buzzsaw with that one. I'll take Minnesota, no bet. Laying 23.5 with Minnesota is suicide, and I will not be on suicide watch tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll lay it with Minnesota. Not quite sure if I'm going to get to a bet on it or not. Check the picks page. I don't mind laying it with them here in this spot. Like you said, Fair Dick, they every time they have a step up in competition, they can really seem to struggle. So I think, laying it with Minnesota is probably the right side. Not quite sure if I'll get to a bet, but check the picks page.
Yeah, I'm with you. No, he must have had some internet crash, but we got Queens catching 24.5 at Auburn, over under 174.5. There he is. Catching over under 174.5 here against Auburn. Man, Queens, 28-point loss to Arkansas. Wake Forest was a tough loss also. Virginia, whenever they've stepped up, they've just kind of gotten blasted by these teams. Auburn coming in off of the smoke, the belt to ass, I should say, against Purdue. Also, in that one, they've gotten a week to stew on it. They do have to hit the road Saturday to play Georgia. That's going to be tough. But going into the jungle, I think they've already gotten their scare out of the way with Bethune-Cookman. I think they're just like drilling these teams at home. So I will take Auburn playing the 24.5. We've seen Queens also when they've stepped up to similar competition get blown out. So I think Auburn doesn't fuck around. I think that Bethune-Cookman game is still in the back of their mind, how they almost lost at home to them to start the season. And they've been drilling teams at home like this since. So give me Auburn laying the 24.5. I think they win this game by like almost 30.
Yeah, I'll lay it with Auburn here as well. Probably not going to bet it, but I do think you're on the right side there if you end up betting that.
Yep. The last game of the night, Utah is catching 11.5 at Washington. Washington, didn't they just lose prior to Seattle? No, they followed up with a San Diego drumming. But they're at home here. Utah, congrats. They beat Ole Miss and Cal Baptist, but other than that, I mean, Weber State, Holy Cross, Purdue, Fort Wayne, San Jose State, Eastern Washington. They do have a Sam Houston State win in there too. But when they did hit the road, they lost to Cal by 7. I think this Washington team is much better. Beat Nevada by almost 20, beat USC by 8 on the road here. And then, Baylor was a 9-point game. UCLA was a 2-point game. Colorado 13, that was the worst. And then the Seattle loss. So they're all right. I just don't like Utah. Haven't liked them last year. Don't like them again this year. I just think this is a spot they probably lose. I mean, when you're losing to Cal Poly by 7 at home, you've got issues, and Washington is a much better and improved team from last year. They're not just the great Osobor show. They've got plenty of other pieces here. So I'll lay it with Washington. I think they get it done. Utah blows.
Yeah, I'll battle you here. I'll take Utah plus the 11.5. I think you're right. I don't like this Utah team either, but 11.5 just seems like too many points for me. I think Washington's going to win this game, but I don't see them winning by double digits. So I'll go ahead and back Utah plus the 11.5. I think we see a similar kind of score to that Utah Cal game. Maybe Washington ends up winning this, but if Utah is able to get it done from the 3, I think they'll be able to stay within this number. So I'll go ahead and rock with Utah plus the 11.5.
All right. Potentially battling to end the show tomorrow, to end the day tomorrow while we're on the show here. But Elliot, that is it. We do have the rhythm play coming up. With the 2 options we had in the text, just pick one. Well, let's go with that. I trust your judgment. I like them both too. So whatever you decide, let's rock with it. I think either way, we got 2 winners there.
Yeah, we can go with we'll go with the NC Central plus the 22.5.
Yeah.
Start the day out right. Here at noon, we've got, I think both of us liked NC Central plus the points. I hadn't bet them yet, but when we were kind of looking through rhythm on the play of the day, popped up plus 22.5 minus 110 at Penn State gives it a win percent chance of 59.3%. Looks like the model's expecting NC Central predicts NC Central plus 19.4. So we've got 3 points, a little over 3 points of variance there, which shows that we've got a smart signal on NC Central plus 22.5. So that'll give, or at least gave me the push to play it myself. And then also, Trev liked it as well. So we'll go ahead and make that the rhythm play of the day.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Rhythm play of the day, NC Central, first game of the day. We'll do that. And, should we do 2? Since we're back, should we do 2? Should we do the other one too?
Sure.
Let's do a fucking double dip tomorrow. Auburn minus 24.5. Also, Rhythm is predicting this to be a 26-point win. In these same parameters, the smart signal 37-21, given this the favorites, the win percent, and the difference to the market that Rhythm has 37-21 this year, 22% ROI on that. So that's also a banger. So let's double dip. We're back. It's been 4 days. We haven't had any Rhythm plays out. So we'll get back in with 2 tomorrow. Auburn and NC Central. For that to get those done. But Elliot, any other final words here or anything before we skedaddle out of here until tomorrow? Big card tomorrow, love it, and then a little bit of a shorter one for Tuesday, but still great games, conference plays here. I'm excited. It's the real grind starts now for the rest of the season.
Yep, nope, for sure. Hope everybody had a a great Christmas, great holiday season. I know we got New Year's coming up, so kind of a little buffer towards that. And so, I think, you're seeing a lot of teams get in on Monday. A lot of the games here on Monday, trying to avoid that New Year's Eve kind of slate. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm ready to get the grind going and excited for conference play to kind of open up. We've had a few conferences kind of trickle in and start, and now we're just going to see them continue to ramp up throughout this week and then start with a banger on Saturday. So, get ready for Friday. Friday Super Mega Show, 120 games, I think, is out on the Saturday slate. So we'll be going live, chopping them all up on Friday night. Don't have a time or a specific time right now, but looking forward to it for sure.
Yes, and we got Daniel Anderson is asking about Ole Miss. We had talked about that, but I'm waiting on Alcorn. I know Mississippi State coming off the loss, but they got Oklahoma on the road on deck. They haven't beat a team by 30 since first game of the year there. So Alcorn, they're not good. They just got blasted by Iowa State and Baylor, but they've gone through a gauntlet. Ole Miss hasn't covered that number since November 3rd or 4th or whenever. So I think this is a spot we can squeak in with Alcorn, but I'll be waiting and trying to get the biggest number possible personally. More than likely I'll be betting it, especially if we can hit like near 30. I'll be on that. So, but yeah, that is it. Once again, shout out Rhythm for everything. I mean, the 14-7 NBA plays over the break. That was a nice little bankroll booster I was getting from them. They crushed it. Props, they crushed. NFL, they crushed. They're great. I mean, download it. Use our code PFP25 for 25% off the first month. You will make your money back, no problem. They've got everything covered. You can make your models, use the house models that they have, and get great insights, especially with these smart signals to where it shows where your models are performing the best, and where they've had the most success, and spots to maybe lay off or wait for a better number or something. So Rhythm's been great. Appreciate the partnership when they've been helping us out, and they've been cashing. The Rhythm plays are 24-10 this year, 12-3 in the last 15 also going into tomorrow. So knock on wood, I didn't just jinx it, but yeah, they've been on fire. And when we agree and Rhythm agrees, it's been a pretty good thing. So again, NC Central plus 22.5 to start the day, and then Auburn minus 24.5, doing a little double dip since we're back. But appreciate everybody that was in the chat. Chat was bumped tonight, like 250 scattered across Twitter and YouTube here. We appreciate you guys. Again, shout out Dot for the $5 donation. You're the man. Nice parlay hit to end the week here and get it going for next week, this week. So I guess that will do it. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure when. We'll tweet it out. Probably 9:30, 10, the usual. Maybe a little sooner. Who knows? But we'll keep you posted. Follow us on Twitter. All of our Twitters are scrolling on the bottom. And then also subscribe and like. I see the 44% of you that aren't subscribed that are watching. I see you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps us out. And drop your favorite play in the comments. I like to see what everybody's on, and hopefully we all agree on a bunch and we can cash tomorrow. So that'll do it. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you tomorrow night. Toodles.